So today we're going to be making my new and improved cinnamon rolls. This recipe is on thespunkycoconut.com, and I'm going to show you how easy it is and how much they grow in the oven. So first thing we're going to do is put our flours in the bowl. We have a cup of arrowroot flour and a cup of coconut flour. Next, psyllium husk powder. It's very important that this is powder and not flakes. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder. 1, 2, then 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 1, 2. Now this is a very important step. You want to make sure that you whisk your dry ingredients, because you want to make sure that that psyllium is thoroughly combined. If the psyllium is all in one clump when you put the liquid in, then your rolls aren't going to work properly. The psyllium replaces the gluten. It's got that elasticity. See how it's even starting to clump together now? Great. Okay. Then we have our dry ingredients. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of stevia. There we go. 1 1/4 cups of water. And this is, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, 1/2 cup of coconut oil, 1/2 cup of honey, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar reacts with the baking soda and gives us a nice rise so that our dough doubles in the oven. There we go. All it's left to do is combine. It'll look really thin at first, but quickly the coconut and the arrowroot will absorb the liquid and your dough will form. So you just keep combining. Starting to come together. Here we go, we're getting close. Great. I'm gonna get my paper for the next part. We're going to use 2 pieces of parchment paper, one for the bottom and one for the top. Here's the little trick I like to do. If you put a little water on your hand, and you put that water on the counter or your cookie sheet, and your oil doesn't, sorry, not your oil, your paper will stay. It stays put like that. Put our dough right there. I'm going to kind of give the dough a little bit of shaping with my hands. Make sure that you can see that. I think you can see that. So I'm just gonna kind of get my shape started with my hands. It's gonna be a rectangle. It's pretty close. Then I take my other piece of parchment paper, lay it right down on top. Take my rolling pin, and as I'm rolling, I'm just trying to keep my shape close to a rectangle as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. They're gonna rise a lot in the oven, so it's gonna fix a lot of imperfections in the oven. Oops. Sorry about that. What am I doing? Basically rolling this out to almost the size of a small cookie sheet. Kind of hard to roll with the tripod. And then as you're rolling, if you start losing that rectangular shape, you can just remove that top piece and kind of press your dough to get it back to that rectangular shape. But really, it doesn't have to be perfect, honestly. My roller keeps hitting the tripod. I don't know how people do these. They must have some kind of special tripod for their phone. Oh well, you get the idea. Just gonna make it a little bit taller. We're pretty close. Ah, sorry, hitting the tripod. Yeah, that's pretty good. Make sure you can see that. Great. Okay. I have my cinnamon and sugar. Add my cinnamon and sugar to the dough. You can even spread it a little bit if you want, but it's even. It's good. It's even enough. I love walnuts in my cinnamon rolls. You can add raisins. You can add whatever you like. I know some people put chocolate chips, chocolate cinnamon rolls. Okay, good enough. Then on the stove over a double boiler, I have my coconut butter. I added a little coconut oil to help it be a little easier to pour. You could use coconut oil instead of coconut butter. You could use Kerrygold butter if you can have dairy. It's up to you. Get that spoon again so I can get every last bit of this on here. Where do I need it? Need a little bit more over here. I'm listening to some Elvis Christmas in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. There we go. Rinse my hands real quick. Okay. Make sure you can see that. Yes, excellent. It's up to you if you feel more comfortable rolling towards yourself or away from yourself. I usually roll towards myself. So you just kind of use the paper to pull the dough towards you. Like that. Sometimes when I get to the end, I don't want to run out of paper, so I'll go back the other way so that my dough is kind of like in the middle of my paper. Does not have to be perfect. I have my greased dish. I'm gonna set that there. Get a knife. It's easy to make 8 perfect rolls by starting in the middle. I like to kind of saw back and forth to not squash them as much as possible. Then you're gonna find the middle of this one, about there. And then in half again, so that we have 4 on both sides. And they're pretty close to perfect size, all equal size. The ones on the very ends are gonna be your messiest. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine, they're gonna be delish. All right. Just trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing here by checking my camera. Okay. So these, like I said, these are gonna be your messiest ones on the ends. Just do your best to get it in the pan. Kind of give it a little push. Don't worry. So you just do your best to get these messy little guys in here. I know it looks like there's a lot of room around them, but they're gonna fill in all that space when they grow in the oven. Sometimes the messy ones taste the best. I don't know why. I need to make room for 2 more. You can use any size pan you want. Round, rectangular. Last one. Ta-da! Stick these extra guys in here. Where should I put this? There we go. Oven ready. They're gonna fill in all that space and they're gonna be delicious.